What do you get when you combine a relatively new school with a relatively new football program entering their first year of 11-man football? Oh, by the way, when you sprinkle in a head coach that has a state championship on his resume, you get a pretty unique story. This is Hackers High School Football Tour. Let's go. Here on Hackers High School Football Tour, we've seen a lot of schools. We've talked to a lot of people in the last couple of weeks. What we haven't seen is a story like this. Impact Christian Academy and head coach Bobby Ramsay, a former state championship coach at Mandarin, taking over this program here at Impact Christian in only their 5th year of existence and their first year of 11-man football. It's a very cool story. That's why we're here. Let's talk Impact Christian Academy football. Let's go.
Everything good. Hey, good job with your hands, Leon.
Our tour of Impact Christian Academy continues. Look at here. Head coach Bobby Ramsay, formerly of Yulee, formerly of Mandarin, now with Impact Christian. Coach, good to see you.
Good to see you guys. Thanks for coming out.
Hey, Coach, always appreciate it. A little bit different for you from where I'm used to talking to you, with Yulee, with Mandarin. Let's begin with the move here. Year number 1 for you at Impact Christian, their first year of 11-man football. Coach, what was it about this job that attracted you to it?
I think it was several factors. I think one, it was in the area, and I was hopeful to try to stay locally. I think from when you take the geography out of it, I think it was, the goals for where they want to take the program. When I read the ad, it talked about, competing, wanting to ultimately compete on the state level. And obviously that takes a lot of work and time, and it's not going to happen overnight. But I just felt like the opportunity to take on a unique challenge. I had a little bit of an experience with it at Yulee, and I kind of feel like that's more of a fit for me as a coach, kind of being at a place where you're building it from the bottom. And anytime you take over somewhere, I think there's always an element of the building process. But I saw a school that had a good basketball program and was in a part of town where you didn't that the opportunity football-wise, on the Christian school level wasn't necessarily offered anywhere else. So I thought that was unique as well. So I just saw a lot of opportunity and a high ceiling, and kind of a chance to go in and sort of prove yourself all over again.
The story's fascinating. You coached Eric Henry at Yulee. You might have heard that a time or two over your career. You win a state championship at Mandarin. You coach another Mr. Football in Carson Beck. There's not a lot of guys walking around with a state championship ring on their finger. You become available, things in for you at Mandarin, and here's a brand new program where we go into 11-man football. The story's very unique, from 8A state champion to the first year of 11-man football here at Impact. Is it surreal for you? I mean, you could kind of build this in your image.
Yeah, you always say, make plans here, God chuckle. So, as far as, I think, how you end up where you end up, it really, you can kind of always go back and look at, where you've been. But I think as far as the opportunity here, it's really just, exciting and fun to watch everything kind of grow and develop. Even in, when you watch a practice, you're like, okay, we're practicing a lot better than we were a couple weeks ago, or we're doing this a lot better than we had before. To get into that, again, I think to go from, from where I was with the size of the program, the numbers of it, to here, it's been a lot of growing for me, and it's forced me to, really have to reevaluate how you do things and learn the best way to do it here. And the best way to do it here is probably not the best way to do it at another school, just like it's not the best way to do it somewhere else. So I think that's been the learning for me, has been, okay, now that I'm around these guys and I've been around them, what's the best way for me to help this place become the best that it can be? Where you go into, I think you go through that anytime you change programs, but a little different going from Yulee to Mandarin. The blueprint could be applied a little bit more at Mandarin. At Mandarin to here, it's almost like you have to throw the blueprint out and sort of create one as you go, because there's a lot of things the challenges that I haven't encountered, or it's been a long time since I have.
As we begin to wrap up with a beautiful practice field, you got about 30 players on your roster this year. Again, first year of 11-man football. For people that have not heard of Impact Christian Academy, what do you want them to know about the school?
Tremendous educational environment, day-to-day, the school culture, the interactions that the teachers have with the students, the family atmosphere, the growth that's happening, the desire for the school, for the people who want to see the school grow and be successful, how they really do want it to be, one of the top schools, not just in Jacksonville, but in the state of Florida. And everything that the school has to offer, from an educational standpoint, from an athletic standpoint, from a spiritual standpoint, is extremely unique and special. And it's really got a chance, I think, and it's going to be, with the support of Bishop Davis and everybody at the church, it's really got a chance to be and will be, a premier school.
Final question for you, Coach. Independent this year, year number one. What's the short-term goal, the 3 to 5 year vision to get into a district, to compete with Gateway Conference schools here in Duval County? What's the thought there?
Well, I think in the next 3 to 5 years, we want to get to a point where we can get into a district and be competitive. You don't want to skip a step. I know when I got to Yulee, the second year they got into a district, and they would tell you they probably shouldn't have, because weren't quite ready for it. So you don't want to get into it too soon. And obviously there's if you want to be really good in 1A, there's 2 programs in this city that'll obviously are 2 of the best in the state, period. So you know what you're up against. So really want to make sure that you can go in and where you can put a quality competitive product out there where you are competing for playoff spots. So that's the goal. How quickly that happens, it's hard to say, but certainly we want it to happen sooner than later.
Our tour, Impact Christian Academy, continues. Linebacker Robert Simmons here with us, formerly of Mandarin, now here at Impact Christian, just like his head coach Bobby Ramsay. Robert, what's been the transition like from Mandarin to here at Impact?
It's actually been pretty peaceful. Everything, I have a better opportunity here. Everything as far as transitioning from Mandarin to Impact has been very peaceful.
What was it about Coach Bobby Ramsay that I guess you wanted to follow here to Impact Christian Academy?
Coach Ramsey, he showed that leadership that made me inspired to do better on the field and off the field, as far as watching film, working out, or even just going out and practice every day and giving it 100%. So I just wanted to follow in his footsteps, as hearing him talk to us every single day about how he pushes us, how he cares about us, and how he only wants the best for us.
You're in the unique position. Last year you probably had 90 teammates. This year you probably have, 25 to 30 teammates. What has it been like, just the difference in roster size, the newness of this program? Everything is from the ground up. You guys are helping build something here. What has that difference been like between this year and last year at Mandarin?
Well, definitely more reps, definitely more opportunities to show that Impact Christian Academy is not to be something to play with. And definitely, well, as you said, we're building it up from the ground up, and it feels amazing actually, because we actually have an opportunity that most other schools don't, and that is to show that we can do just as about as anything any other team can do.
All right, we got double wing, back right, organ or split. Ready? Ready. Stance, pin. Let's go.
Impact Impact Christian Academy is our stop here on Hackers High School Football Tour. We have the starting quarterback for Impact Christian Academy. His name is Hans Price. Hans, thank you for having us out today, man.
Good to be here. Thank you.
All right, so let's dive right into it. We heard about the class of 2022, 2023, even 2024. Hans Price, the starting quarterback for Impact, the class of 2027, an 8th grader starting at this level. What has this experience been like for you at such a young age?
It's been good. I've been having fun. It's throw a lot of yards a game. Whole team having fun. It's been great so far.
Head coach Bobby Ramsay raves about you. What is it about Coach Ramsay that you like having as a head coach?
He's been a good coach so far. He's real tough on us and make sure that we're all good.
Ready.
I didn't really know. I didn't know we had a football program, really. I was only playing basketball. There's Cameron asking who was interested in playing football, and I just put my name down on the list.
You being a basketball player as well. What's your first love, basketball or football? Are they turning you on football at this point, or are you still a basketball guy at heart?
I think I'm still a basketball guy at heart, but I'm starting to enjoy football a lot more.
Obviously, you realize that he coached Derrick Henry at Yulee. He coached Carson Beck at Georgia, a guy that plays your position that won Mr. Football. That's got to be pretty cool knowing that he had a quarterback like you that took his team to a state championship.
Yeah, that is cool, actually. I never realized that, really.
What about Impact Christian? What about you guys this year? You guys are playing, the Wolfsons of the world. You're playing Beachside. You're playing big-time public school programs. How has this season been for you guys to this point?
It's been good so far, but we still got a lot of things to work on for us to be an actual good program into the future.
The idea of an 11-man football team, obviously it was 8-man last year. This is the first year of 11-man football, you being the starting quarterback. What have the challenges been, the biggest challenges to this point, making that transition, being such a young football team?
Really is just getting more players in. That's honestly it.
Double wing. Yak. Let's go.
They're very dedicated, because that's tough. It'd be hard on that bus. So after school, we go get changed, and we either go to coach and watch film, or we just hop straight on the bus to go to practice.
And finally, again, Hans Price here with us, an 8th grade starting quarterback out here at Impact Christian Academy. What do you want people watching to know about this football team? What do they need to know about Impact Christian and the impact, no pun intended, that you guys plan on making in the future?
In the future, we're going to be a great program. Then we're going to be a powerhouse in Jacksonville. Yeah.
Lion Nation. So let's go. Let's ride.
A big thank you to head coach Bobby Ramsay and everybody out here at Impact Christian Academy for their hospitality as Hackers High School Football Tour rolls on, brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Where are we heading next? We're heading back to St. Johns County. Let's go.